Our Weekend Watch shines a spotlight on government activity. The Illinois state gas tax has not changed in decades. As more cars turn to electric and fuel-efficient options, though, that could put the brakes on much-needed funding for roads. So you can read more about all of this by the watchdog group Better Government Association. Andy Shaw from the BGA joins us this morning with more on this. So this is an interesting subject. A lot of people driving this holiday weekend. And when you think about the gas tax, and it hasn't been raised in 20+ years, it makes me think, uh-oh, that's a possibility now.
Well, this is another challenge for leaders who don't like challenges until there's a crisis, and we're getting close to one. Stacey, the 19-cent a gallon gas tax has not gone up since 1990, longer than any other state. In that period of time, the purchasing power of that tax has gone down by 50%. On top of that, over the last decade, the revenue from the gas tax is down by $100 million because of more fuel-efficient cars and electric cars. And so the prognosis going down the road is that the revenue from the gas tax will go the way of the dodo bird. It'll eventually be extinct because there'll be mostly electric cars. What do we do?
Right, because there's so many road projects and improvements that need to be made.
And we have basically ignored our infrastructure for a decade. During this budget fight in Springfield, there's been no capital plan. So meanwhile, the roads and bridges are crumbling.
Right.
The gas tax revenue is dropping, and no one's talking about solutions. They could raise the price of a vehicle sale or a registration for a car. They could go to a per mileage fee, which some states have, which means the state keeps track of your mileage and charges you based on the amount of miles you drive. There are a number of solutions, none of them pleasant for motorists because it means you pay more. But if you want your roads to be fixed and you want to not fall in a pothole every mile or two, we've got to come up with a solution. That's our story on our website by Tim Jones from the BGA. And once again, we're asking leaders, do your jobs, pay attention to this, and come up with a solution. Maybe it's a higher tax, maybe it's something altogether different, but don't ignore it until it's a major crisis, as we tend to do.
And when can it become a major crisis? When we talk about the wheels falling off, roads falling apart, nothing funded. I mean, how far down the road could we really see the impact?
Well, the worst case estimate by some transit experts is that within 5 years, the roadways will be almost all electric cars. And when that happens, there's virtually no revenue from the gas tax. So let's say we have 5 years. Let's be more conservative. Let's say we have 10 years. That still means we have to start thinking about it now. We have a tax system that's antiquated in other ways. You know, we thought this was a manufacturing state. It isn't anymore. You know, the revenues change, the tax policies change, but our leaders don't seem to make the adjustments. We're saying, sit down, look at this, and come up with a solution, because we can't let the roads and bridges continue to deteriorate.
All right, Andy, thank you so much. That sounds like quite the challenge when you consider they're having difficult times year to year, let alone looking down the road 10 years.
It's one of all the challenges. Thanks, Stacey. Happy holidays.
You too, Andy. Thank you. So you can read this article and more at bettergov.org. It's also in Crain's Chicago Business. We're posting a link on our website too, abc7chicago.com.